After Watergate, I actually thought I'd never had another chance to do anything, and it was only the very beginning of my life. I was born in Pomona, California in 1945. My real father was killed in the war, so I never knew him. My mom raised me for the first 2.5 years of my life, and then she remarried. It was always sort of a paradox for me as to where I should turn. We were always sort of living on the edge. We moved to a lot of different houses, a lot of different apartments. I mowed lawns and stuff like a lot of kids did. I think when I was 14, though, I'd go to basketball practice, and then after basketball practice, would stop by and sweep out a convenience store that was in our neighborhood and restock all the shelves. I was able to get into UCLA. There was a program at that point in time for war orphans. I was always 3 months behind in my rent at the fraternity house. And fortunately, was able to pick up odd jobs, and that's how I paid my way through UCLA. I went to work for Bob Haldeman during my first year of graduate business school, and what he saw in me I could never figure out, but I was just thankful to be there. He got asked by President Nixon to become chief of staff in the '68 campaign. Haldeman asked me if I'd like to go along as his aide. I said, why not? Gosh, I'll miss a quarter of school and go on a national presidential campaign. Lo and behold, Richard Nixon won, and I never went back to finish graduate school. Watergate was a defining moment. It was a very tough time. I was very fortunate. Don Kendall, who was running PepsiCo, decided to take a chance on me. I think he had heard of some of the good things I had done in the White House and offered me an opportunity to interview at PepsiCo. Every job I've ever had, I can point to a mentor who helped me and made a difference in terms of my development as a person. The rock of our family is clearly my wife, Dee. She has been a real key, probably the key reason for my success.
He always felt the sort of emptiness of not knowing his real father, and he didn't let it get him down. He didn't use this as an excuse not to look forward. And I think Larry proves that you can overcome.
The ability to achieve the American dream is alive and well. You've got to be able to reach out, and there are people who care, and your ability to connect with them will inevitably give you a better education and a better view of life than simply having your nose in a book.